Yeah.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing good today. So as you see, we've got some stuff to celebrate, and that engine hasn't run in, golly, 4 years or better, and we finally got it put together, we got it cranked, and yeah, so now we're ready to put it in the beast. Problem is I don't have a way to lift it over the counterweight on the back of the excavator and put it in without some danger. So we've got the front end loader. It doesn't have enough reach, but I think we can build a boom jib crane, or a jib boom, excuse me, to put on the forklift attachment, and that will get us over the counterweight. So that's what we're gonna do, is build a jib boom, and we'll get this thing put in. Stick with us. Okay, so starting out, we've got a couple of plates that we've cut out on the plasma table, as well as D-ring hooks for chains. We've got a piece of 4x6 tubing, some 2x2, some 2x6 tubing, and a piece of 4x4 tubing that'll all make up the base for the jib crane. And here we've got the larger pieces that the forks will go over. We're putting cross braces in it, as well as that back plate. So as we get this welded up, we're trying to keep everything lined up and flush so that the forks will slide in and out without any problem, as well as giving plenty of support for the jib, as the big jib tube itself. So these 2x4 and 2x6 tubing should hold it up, and now we're putting on the 4x6 main beam, and everything looks good. It sits flat. This should give us about a 6.5 foot boom there, and we're going to go on and put a small anchor plate in the bottom of it, so at that 6 foot mark we've got a place to put a chain hook if we needed to. As you look down on this back plate, you can see it's got to shift just a little. We're not quite
okay, so we've got a couple of issues. This trench cut isn't deep enough. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way to the top of the beam, so we've got to open that up. But the other thing, when I designed this, it was supposed to ride flush with the bottom of this plate, and you can see it's got about a 2-inch overhang, which is about what this trench cut needs to be deeper. The problem is, if I weld these flush to the bottom of these, then the forks can't go all the way through it. So not only do we need to make the trench cut 2 inches deeper, we actually have to come down 4 inches, and then we'll cut the tips off to make it flat. So yeah, it's a learning experience.
Okay, so we've squared up and cut down this front support plate, and we're using our fireball square here to make sure everything's in line properly, and looks good. So once we make sure everything's square and plumb and it fits snug, we will go on and weld this front plate in. Everything looks good. This plate is a 1/4 inch thick plate, and all the tubing for this build is 1/4 inch thick wall, so it should handle any weight or stress that we have. We're trying to overbuild it as much as we can. But this should meet our needs without any problems. And I'm sorry about the voiceover. I had a friend working in the shop and he had a radio playing, so to avoid any copyright issues, this is the way we're doing this video. I hope you understand, but we'll get it done. Now we're just burning the plate in. We want to get good solid welds on it with good penetration. And once we've got that, we can move on to the next step. So one side's done, now we're on to the other. This is the 4x4 tube that makes the secondary extension beam, and you can see we've put a D-ring plate on the end of it to hold the chain. Again, that plate is actually 3/16, so it's a little thicker. We've cleaned the beam up, getting it ready to paint, and as we get to the end of it, you'll see that we've beveled it so that it allows to be slid into the larger beam. And then we've got that small 1.5 by 1.5 square tubing that acts as a stop to help keep it from sliding out of the larger 4x6 beam once we get it all installed. Well, we got all the welding and cleanup done. We've started putting paint on it, and nothing beats this bright safety yellow. That way nobody can miss it while it's up in the air. You can see the D-ring on the end of it, all the bracing we put into it. And on the back here you see a hook and a chain. These are to go around the mast to keep them from slipping off while we're lifting stuff. Just a little extra safety. This is the 4x4 extension beam. This adds another 4 foot of capable extension. As you see, we painted it a fire engine red just so we've got a contrasting color. And the last thing we have to do is drill pinholes to keep the extension from sliding out. So that's what we're going to do now. Hey, that's all for this week. Stay tuned for part 2, where we make the tool to help us drill the holes in the cross beams and get it finally finished. God bless. Y'all take care. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.